Hey guys, it's the TheAireaidLord. I just finished watching the first gameplay reveal for Grand Theft Auto 5 on YouTube. Quite amazing. It was late 2011, I believe, in November when we were first given like the first trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5, and now we have gameplay, the actual footage or the things that you will be doing in this game. Just a couple of key points I wanted to reference. Obviously, the trailer's playing in the background, but I have the audio muted. Um, so basically, the thing that probably impressed me the most about the whole trailer was just the horizon of this game. I mean, the woman, whoever she was, doing the voiceover of this, probably an employee of Rockstar. The scope of this game is just phenomenal. And, I could list off the locations, but people probably know them. You can go under the sea, to the mountains, Los Santos, the country, hundreds of locations. Literally, the map of this game, as has been described, is probably the size of Red Dead Redemption, GTA 4, and I believe another open world game combined. Um, like historical, just sizes. Just it's unbelievable just how big this game is now. I do want to bring your attention to a couple of different things that I noticed during the gameplay snippet that we were given. In particular, how the ridicule in the bottom left-hand corner looks. Now, basically, so unlike GTA 4, it's not a circle, it's actually a square. So on the square, it appears, if I'm looking at this correctly, on this freeze frame of Franklin, walking down the street. It's actually funny because in the background you can see those two guys right there have got green shirts on, so it almost looks like they're from the old Grove Street gang from the original San Andreas back in 2004. It's kind of funny. But the map in the bottom left-hand corner, it looks like, wherever he is, it's probably displaying the crossroads of that section. I can't tell any more details. It looks like there's a green and blue health bar, perhaps for his body armor and health meter. I'm assuming that's what that's for. Other than that, not too sure. When we were given the airplane gameplay, it looked like there was an altitude meter, and it looked like just almost like San Andreas, where there was that black meter that moved as you tilted the plane up and down. It looks like the same thing is going to happen for this game. Now, something I wanted to note, there were a couple of similarities I saw. Number one, the gun gameplay, especially when you reload your gun, when you fire the gun, in the upper right hand corner, that menu looks exactly the same as Grand Theft Auto 4, just to clarify, basically, okay? In the upper right hand corner, when you use ammunition, that looks the same. The white and gray text looks exactly the same as Grand Theft Auto 4. I just want to throw that out there. The actual gunplay of them shooting the guns actually looks different. It looks more like Max Payne 3. There's a section during this gameplay where Franklin is fighting a bunch of guys out in the desert, and he actually pauses, and for the first time we get to see the weapon menu, which is very extensive. It looks like we have a wide variety of guns, from machine guns to pistols to hand grenades, all the stuff that we've probably seen in other Grand Theft Auto games before, but obviously it looks like it's a bit more streamlined, because in previous Grand Theft Auto games, if you wanted to switch out your weapons, you had to use the awkward-looking D-pad, and it was very frustrating to kind of sift through all of that. Now it looks like we kind of have an easier menu, kind of like Max Payne 3, where you can switch out your weapons by just clicking a gun, and it kind of freezes your weapon menu, and then you can select from there. So other notable changes, the biggest one that I think everyone wanted to know was, how do you switch between the three characters? And it's funny because there was one instance where you jump to Trevor, where he's actually being chased by the cops, and he has 5 stars. So that's pretty insane, but is the game actually going to have us be in situations that could potentially kill us? Like, am I going to be playing as Franklin, and all of a sudden I want to play as Trevor, and as I switch to Trevor, he's in the middle of a gunfight with the cops? Like, what if I don't want to do that gunfight? One thing I can say is, it was somewhat clearer to me how the switching works, especially during missions like the bank heists, which they briefly showed off. However, for me, I couldn't exactly see how it would be like in everyday life. Like, they were showing certain scenarios for all three characters, but how exactly is it going to work when you're in a situation when you're about to die or something? That's where I think it's going to be really interesting, because does each character have their money? Is all the money shared between the characters? Because think about games like Grand Theft Auto 4 where you were only playing as Nico or only playing as Luis Lopez. All you had to worry about was that character's money, that character's health, that character's weapons. Now you kind of have to worry about the weapons and health and all that stuff for three characters, not to mention the money system in this game is very important because you can use it to buy lots of different stuff, tattoos, car upgrades, and hotel rooms and banks and weapons. The money for this game has been given maximum realization, really. And it's awesome. It's awesome what they showed in this gameplay. They had a little teaser for the multiplayer at the end, but I guess we'll just have to wait in the future for that. So those are my brief impressions. They showed probably some of the same scenery we've seen in some of the trailers, the sprawling outlook of Los Santos, the Blaine country that surrounds it, and then some of the other things that exist out in the wild. And then we actually got to see some gameplay of how the mechanics of the game work. It seems like the gun gameplay is a mix between Grand Theft Auto 4 and Max Payne 3. The weapons changing system is almost identical to Max Payne, yet some of the gunplay and how it's arranged in your ammunition, it looks almost identical to Grand Theft Auto 4. And that was the biggest thing. The car gameplay actually looks pretty. It looks like the cars handle almost like an actual racing game. The cars don't slip and slide everywhere like they did in fucking Grand Theft Auto 4, so at least that's good. But, so yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I honestly thought it was amazing, and it only got me more pumped for the game. I think, again, the scope of the game was just unfucking-believable, and I am so excited for this game. And I honestly think it's going to be Game of the Year. I mean, I know I played The Last of Us, and there's still many games in 2013 that have to come out, but I still think this game is going to top them all. So, thank you for watching. Leave your comments below as to what you thought was cool, and I will see you in a future video. Peace.